200 years from the introduction of industrialisation to the farming industry. Through the use of slave trade and the abolition of that slave trade. From horseback, through horse and carriage, to mechanics, ingenuity, and modern day transportation systems. Through the introduction of sewage systems, water systems, electrical systems, gas systems and supplies, and through introductions of communication, from postal service to telecommunications, and even today to Wi-Fi and networks of internet, to the introduction of the World Wide Web. Through 200 years of the use of the idea of power, to today, the most efficient society in history. From the introduction of monetary systems to control those resources during that phase of introducing the industrialisation to the farming community, to control them resources, through the introduction of legislation to control people's behaviour so that resources weren't taken up and more management systems could come into place. And through that, we've been able to develop our ingenuity. We've been able to develop a system of efficiency. So efficient, in fact, that today we are a throwaway society, and many policies within our governments, corporate institutions, and even to the point of the United Nations, not on efficiency, but more so about our ecology, about our carbon footprint. I think capitalism was a really good structure, and it has been for many years. It's the reason for the growth, for the expansion in our efficiency, and we shouldn't take that lightly. But if we're going to look at the ecology, if we're going to look at our carbon footprint, if we're going to start making moves to make it more safer for our environment, the productivity, we need to start looking at a more shared society. So instead of thousands and thousands of people buying thousands and thousands of machines, thousands and thousands of equipment, we can have one store, like a fulfillment house, in every town and city. Not 1,000 different shops with 1,000 different brands. We could just have one store where people and communities can come together, collect the resources, reduce the amount of transportation between different places and different shops, Let's get rid of the financial sector. Let's look at the resources in terms of housing. Look at the population. Take away the idea of ownership. And manage our society so that everyone is housed. So that everyone has utilities. And open access housing. So you don't need to pay to go away. You can be here and you can be across the country, across the globe, if it's done correctly. We can get rid of all these economic wars. And we can actually look at the resource management from a purely survival, efficient, ecological perspective. So that everyone has these welfare needs available, so that everyone's well-being is well catered for. We can look at the amount of work that people do. We can reduce the hours of work. We can get away from this system of creating more jobs through changing legislation, through adding more legislation, and putting up this idea that crime is that crime is about, when really it's the legislation that develops that crime. We can reduce the economic structure to an ecological structure where behaviours of violence can be reduced. We can reduce that legislation and increase regulation. Have more doctors and nurses. Have more hospitals, healthcare centres. Why are we working? Are we working to create more work? Or are we working to create less work? To create and improve society? So that people can have more time with what really matters. Family, community, care. To reduce the need for protection by reducing the very segments of society that implement more and more reasons to become violent. Where we can open up the education system, an open access education system, where no matter who you are, you can learn without a price tag. All we require is a 20-hour work week. If you wish to do more than that for respect, for trust, for care, for efficiency, then we can look at doing that. Because the more efficient we become, we should be looking at a better lifestyle, less work, and more community, more unity between people. And that is what global institutional evolution is all about. Not this system where they tell you that you're going to have higher taxes, lower taxes, higher bills, lower bills. Where you're going to be better off in your pocket. Where they're going to give benefits, they're going to take benefits away. Let's make it so that everyone's stable. Because that's what it's about, isn't it? If everybody is stable, if everybody has a home and everybody has utilities. Everybody has access to transportation. Where people don't have to own properties, they don't have to own cars. You can take whatever car you need and get yourself transported to a different area. And you can leave that car. And if you jump in a car that's broke or damaged, you can take it to an engineer and they can fix it. And they haven't got to worry about their rent. And they just go there. And then engineers, mechanics don't have to make money from breaking cars in services, which is a very common practice across the globe, where it doesn't make sense to make things worse because of a financial idea. Where we can just go and grab a coffee, where we can just jump into a gym, go swimming, take our kids across the country, explore the world, explore new ideas. Everybody that's had blueprints, new ideas, haven't quite finished the blueprint, they can go online and other people can look at the blueprint and offer their ideas on how to finish off that blueprint, to come up with new technologies to fulfill the evolution of man, whether consciously, genetically, physically or spiritually. We can reduce the prisons, can't we? We can increase hospitals. It's all about efficiency. For what, for financial gain? Or are we talking about efficiency to improve everyone's life? We have a choice today. We have a choice as a nation, as a human collective, to change the course on which we've been going. Because obviously, capitalism works and it would make a great prison. So these people that are in power can still have their illusions of power within a society that will be a prison. So they will have total control of people that have caused violence. And if people still want to go and live in a capitalist society, then that will be available for them. We don't want to stop this system, but if we can create it so that this system becomes a prison, because that's exactly what this system is. They can have their illusions of power. And everyone else can live in a home, visit friends and family, visit new places, meet new people, share ideas, collaborate, and fulfill that evolution or writing on our conscious being. We all have that choice. We can grow. We can become more collaborative. We can build a society built on empathy, built on compassion, built on care. Where people can feel their full potential, explore the world, explore ideas, be creative, be artistic, share our voices, and be the best that we can be. I don't have all the answers. But I do believe that we can produce a much fairer, saner society. I'm not coming at you with the same programme as what these government institutions and corporations seem to do. We were supposed to become more efficient. Then we have to take a step back and look at the bigger picture and create a society that's much better. Create a fairer, more saner society. One that secures everyone, looks after the health and well-being, that reduces work and increases community. And there really is nothing more to it. By all means, you can go out there and you can continue doing the same thing, trying to be richer, or you can actually see it as you're providing a service, you're offering your time to produce goods for society. Reduce the working week and improve the quality of life for every single community. And that's what Global Institution aims to improve, aims to get to. And there's many different organisations that are seeking to introduce a resource-based economy. And you can go online and you can look these up. But we're all just trying to make life easier, fairer, because it's the right thing to do for kids, for the mid-age to old age. You either like what I say or you don't. Thanks for hearing me out. If you have any questions, please come online, look at my page, and let's start aiming towards a different society. This belongs historically to when we needed it. It's no longer needed. We'll have a direct democracy, won't we? People can go online. They can choose the policies and the ideas. They can express themselves online on what policies and ideas are best to go forward. Global institutional evolution. We don't have all the answers. And for many of the communities advocating for resource-based economies, they're more than welcome to come on my page, share their own ideas, collaborate, and let's start really implementing things that can really be achievable. No matter how radical it might sound. A cleaner, greener, fairer, more secure society for us, for our children, our parents, grandchildren and elders. Let's start focusing on communities. Let's start focusing on uniting families, uniting communities to build a stronger, more secure, cleaner, fair and efficient society. Take care. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, year, month, life. Cheerio.